You might want to watch this next segment lying down. Many Americans are dealing with anxiety over the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. According to a recent survey from the American Psychological Association, more than 2/3 of adults say the election has been a significant source of stress in their lives. That's up from 52% 4 years ago. Board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Varma is here to help us with some simple ways to manage your anxiety. Sue, I wanted to do this segment on a couch, but maybe you can help. What can we do? Because there was enough stress before this, just dealing with the coronavirus. Now we're with all this uncertainty. What's a good way to approach this?
Absolutely. You know, and when it comes to uncertainty, I kind of look at it as this like blank canvas or a silent film, if you will, in which we happen to project our worst thoughts, and it's kind of called catastrophizing. And one of the things that we can do is, you know, this election for me, the theme has been that people are trying to change the things that they cannot accept. But then at a certain point where we are right now, we have to accept the things that we cannot change. And so much of the pandemic has been fighting a battle on two fronts, dealing with all of the stuff that's happening outside, with people getting sick and losing jobs and protests, wildfires, hurricanes, but then there's the mental health challenges. So what's going on in our own head? And that's what I really want people to focus on right now, is that we did our due diligence up until this point in terms of advocating and being activists in our community and voting. And at this point, we have to take care of our mental health. So, you know, I'd love to share some simple tips that everybody can do.
But it doesn't help when you have a leaf blower like blowing in your ear either.
The hum of anxiety is not the only thing we're dealing with.
Exactly, yes.
I want to pick up, Sue, on what Anthony was saying about, listen, it was already thought that Election Day would be one of the most stressful days of the year. But as Anthony pointed out, we've got corona, we've got job loss, we've got economy, we've got racial unrest, we've got social discord. So how in the world do you cope when you've got so many different levels of stress and anxiety?
Absolutely. So look, you know, when it comes to anxiety, we talk about the productive aspect of it, which is what helps you make an action plan. So are there things in your life that need taken care of? So look, you know, looking for the job, taking care of your health. But then there's the unproductive anxiety, which is where our wheels are spinning. And that's where the, you know, sort of tips can come in, where are you able to distract yourself and self-soothe? Those are kind of distractions, self-soothing, grounding. And one thing that I'm finding extremely beneficial that we don't talk about enough is the role of nature in mental health. And, you know, in many parts of the world, this is now becoming a prescription. We find that nature can be extremely grounding. It can lower your heart rate. It can lower your blood pressure. And you know what's really interesting is that in the prior election in 2016, in just a couple of days after the election, there were more hospitalizations for cardiac-related symptoms, palpitations, people feeling dizzy, thinking that they were having a heart attack. So getting out in nature can really be good for not only your cardiac health, but also your mental health. And we found that a lot of times people just looking at green spaces, it was calming. And you don't have to be out hiking in the mountains. We're just talking about the park down the street from you. People who are able to spend 2.5 hours a week, not in a day, in a week. So breaking it up in small chunks and being in green spaces found less anxiety and less depression. So being in nature is huge. If you have pets, if anyone you know has pets, spend time with them. That source of unconditional love, bonding with children, with people that you love. If you're able to do it in a safe way, oxytocin is a huge cuddle hormone. So all of these things are important. Movement, especially before 10 a.m. in the morning, getting access to daytime sunlight, that's huge, because our sleep, insomnia, problems with that is really big right now.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Sue Varma, thank you very much. And since you mentioned the cuddle hormone, but cuddling wasn't on the bullet sheet there, I think we should add cuddling.
Yes,
so
I think
dogs, nature.
I will say on the nature thing, Central Park has been my savior in this.
I know,
Walking
you
in
said
Central
that.
Park, I don't know what I would have done without it.
You said that.
So I mean, she's dead on.
We need to follow your advice about that.